Hello and welcome to the series where I show you what I am doing to try and become a web developer. My name's Craig and this is week 7. This week has been a lot shorter. As I mentioned at the end of my last video, I had some family coming up and I was going to a funeral. So I was hoping to do around 20 hours. Let's dive in to see how much time I've actually done. As I said, I'd be quite lucky if I did hit 20 hours last week, and unfortunately I wasn't so lucky. I did 16 hours this week of web development, and that's split into 6 hours 35 minutes for tutorials and 9 hours 25 minutes for projects. I was mostly working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with a little bit on Thursday and Saturday. What have I been learning this week? I've been looking very quickly at HTML emails. I'm not really a person for birthday or Christmas cards, and I was actually running a little bit late, so I wanted to send my sister's boyfriend a little HTML email birthday card. And I'm finding them really interesting actually. So I decided to buy a course on Udemy. I think it was about £18, something along those lines. So I'm looking forward to diving into that, and I'll let you all know how that goes. The other topics that I've been looking at this week, mainly SEO. It's something I've never looked into before. SEO, search engine optimization, of course. And I really wanted to learn how to kind of rank sites, what are the best practices and things of that nature. My uncle has asked me to look at his website, and he said one of the things he wants to improve is SEO, so I wanted to get a bit of an understanding of it before diving in. There was one really good SkillShare course that I took. It was fairly long, and it had a lot of templates. So there was a Google Sheets and a Google Docs template, I believe. But it was really interesting to go through it all. So I'd recommend that. All the links will be down below. And there was another course I took on SkillShare, which was a lot quicker. I think it was 25-30 minutes long, which is really a really good size course if you just want a very quick introduction. It was quite fast paced but delivered a lot of information, some slightly different to what the first course I took said, and it's great to get another opinion. Let's dive into the computer to see what I've been building. So this week I've only built 2 projects that I can show you. Like I said, don't think I can show you my uncle's website just yet. And I also reworked the front-end mentor challenge from the previous week, which I really struggled with. This week was a lot better, and I'll get into that at the end. So let's have a look at what I've been building. So I've got the general kind of plain navigation I've been sticking with recently, simple cards, again, not any responsive media queries or anything like that, just fairly basic. First up, we'll go with the birthday card. Now, I know this looks really bad, and I could have made a really nice looking image in Canva, but I wanted to practice doing some HTML emails to see if I enjoyed doing them, and it was really good fun. It was a good practice. I'm thinking once I've done this HTML email course, I might, do Christmas cards or something like that. But it's very simple. It's general background color, background image, and text in the table. So nothing amazing, but I sent it via Gmail, so quite happy with that. Then we've got the mobile navigation. So this was something I wanted to practice using JavaScript. Having a mobile navigation with a hamburger bar is probably a must-have these days. I will say I love the colors on this site. I think they go really well together. I've got placeholder images here, which do kind of ruin it a little bit. But other than that, I love the colors, the pink and the yellow. There's yellow hover animations at the bottom on the social icons, and purple along the top. And the blue goes to white with a box shadow for the get in touch. So if we go into the mobile version, this is kind of the main bit. So you got your hamburger bar, and it animates to a cross, I did go on to W3 Schools for that to try and just format the animation and the lines. So it's just, I believe it's 3 divs, and the second div disappears and the other 2 rotate. But I think it looks really nice. I didn't go for 100% view height. I think I've gone 90%, something like that, just so there's still a little bit at the bottom. And I really like the look. Maybe get rid of the underlines, I'm not too sure. But generally, I really like this site. It was a nice little use of JavaScript, and like I say, just doing a little bit more with color. So it went really, really well. Next up, we've got the front end mentor design, the challenge. My challenge here, and we'll just quickly go to the link and remind everyone what it's like. You've got the desktop version. There's an active state, which is this pop-up, and the mobile design, where this is the active state. I won't go over my Figma design as I did that last time. Mobile is fine. I think last week I said I didn't really have an issue with this, but it's looking all right. I did have to pretty much rework the entire thing for this section at the bottom. And how I managed to do it, so this pop-up I was having issues with, because I've turned this box into overflow hidden, and it was getting cut off, this box, so it wasn't really looking right. And how I solved that is I changed it to position fixed. That does have issues of its own. Position fixed is the whole window, so I had to use JavaScript to get the position of this button. So I set the position of this element using what I got from JavaScript, using of this share icon. And it works really well, I think. There's 2 kind of issues I've had. One is if you resize the window. So we'll click that, and then I'm just going to start resizing it. It stays in that position, which isn't a massive deal. It does go back once you click it, but if you do that, it is a little annoyance, I would say. So that was one of the issues. The other one was with Firefox. So I've been using Opera and Firefox just to do a bit more testing, make sure everything works as I'd expect it. On Firefox, I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well. So how I've done this triangle is using a before and after pseudo element. So the 2 squares, and then I skew them. And there's ever so slight white line between the 2. And if I move them any closer, you can probably even tell that a little bit. They do start to overlap at the end. It looks a bit weird, and for the life of me, I just could not solve that. But it's only a minute detail. I can barely see it, but I can see it. So that was a little bit of a pain, but overall, I'm generally really happy with it. Probably some sizing issues if we go back to the actual image. Yeah, the font is a lot fuller there than I've got it here. But really my focus was getting this share icon working. That's everything for week 7. As I said, not too much has been done, but I'm quite happy with the amount of time I've spent given everything that's gone on. I am feeling a little bit under the weather now at the end of the week. I know that this cold has kicked a lot of people's asses, and I just hope it doesn't kick my ass next week. Otherwise, again, it might not be a very productive week for web development. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, and we'll see what happens next week. As I said, all the links to everything, projects, resources will be down below. And if you have any comments or feedback, I'll greatly appreciate it. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, then please hit the subscribe button down below. I will catch you all later.